Esperanza and George, called the Greek Gods.
Welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to talk about how to deal with cultural differences and promote a positive coexisting in various scenarios.
Hello, my name is Aranza and I'm studying engineering mechatronics.
Hi, I am Manuel Salas and I am studying mechatronic engineering.
Hi, I'm Luis Alberto and I'm studying marketing.
And I'm Jorge and I study industrial engineering. Hi, our special guest of the day, Pablo, is an industrial engineering student at Tec de Monterrey.
Hey, buddies.
How are you doing? Hey, welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to talk about cultural differences in interchanges.
Pablo, tell us about your experiences studying in other countries, please.
Well, I have the opportunity to travel to the University of British Columbia on June the last summer. So there is my experience.
Okay. Tell us how was your experience living with people from other cultures?
I think so it was difficult and a new era for me because for Mexican we have some culturals and the other countries don't take good. For example, the noise. The Mexicans are some noisy, and living for other students of India, Chinese, Japan, Canadian, you, and I think so that's the more problem I detected.
Wow, thanks for it, Pablo. It was amazing. For all of us who are listening to you, could you share your most fun experience, please?
Well, the most fun in the school have three discotheques and five bars, and you could stay in class and go to the bathroom and drink one beer. I think so it was very fun. Also, next to the school was a naked beach. So before you just stay the class, you can go to the beach and drink some beers and stay with some friends and staying good in that beach. It's really fun and amazing. A new interesting thing I lived on Canada.
What was the best thing that you study in UBC? What was your favorite class?
Well, I studied the supply chain management with the son of the begin Apex. Do you know where is Apex?
Apex is a group, right?
Yeah, Apex is a group of course for supply chain management on all the world, all over the world.
Okay, can I ask you something, Pablo? It's
Yeah,
a
tell me.
personal question. It was not uncomfortable to have like a naked public beach near to your school to see like naked people like near there or something like that. It was not uncomfortable.
Well, what my friends said that next to the school was a naked beach. I the curiosity was part of me, and I go to the naked beach, but
Okay.
my brain doesn't have naughty ideas. ¿Cómo se dice? Ideas.
Like ideas.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you take part of the environment.
Okay, cool, right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Another question?
Wow, that's a great experience, Pablo. Thank you for sharing us. Well, I have another question. Can you tell us how was your host country?
Well, the university have different residents. It's going to be the more expensive to the less expensive. I stayed with some friends in a floor with all the Mexicans, and the up floor have Chinese. They
Chinese
have
culture.
some question about our com, com
Behavior.
behavior. So now that's the hosts were in Canada.
Well,
Okay.
that's amazing. I have another question for you. There were some bad experience in your trips, or there were like good experiences.
Well, I had bad experience in a party when I was walking on the street and some people, I think it was a drug man, start with some sick. I don't know. It starts laughing a lot and said me what I'm doing there. So
What I was doing there.
then he uh, go back and have some attacks.
Pushing. He was pushing up. He was like pushing up people.
No, he attacked some heart attack.
Oh, he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, so I called the ambulance with some friends, and that was my bad experience on swimming pool.
Yeah.
So I can
How big was this school? So
UBC, University of British Columbia. I'm going to tell you is the 50th best school of the world.
It was big, right? You know
It was very big, almost
like Metepec, whole Metepec.
yeah.
Oh, really?
okay.
They have a hospital there.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was big.
Yeah, it was very big.
Like a little city in there.
Yeah, also have 4 museums.
You you can't get bored in that school.
No, I all the days stay on the naked beach, really.
Okay, nice.
Good.
So you were naked when you went there, or or you really used something?
No, I don't stay naked. All my friends don't stay naked on the beach, but some people, yes, old mans, kids, yeah, old mans,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I think so.
youngers, teenagers.
But I think in those countries it's really common to see naked people in beach,
Yeah,
right?
it's really normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name. Naked beach. That's the reason.
All people is like very disgusting to see. More if they are running in the beach. Like, it's like, ugh.
That's so disgusting, man. Come on.
your brain have different. Um,
You're open mind.
yeah, you are open mind there. When you travel,
Yeah, obviously.
you are going to stay with open mind.
Yeah, you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to be all the time taking new ideas, exploring new.
Learning about the travel. All is knowledge for you.
Hi, Pablo.
Hey.
Thanks for being with us tonight. In the campus that you stay in Canada, which you will say that the warm people was like from a country?
Well, I think so. Almost 60 countries on there. You go to both some Starbucks and Korean people attend you. Also Mexicans. I know some Mexicans that live there, and there are waitress. Also, Nigerians, Africans, Asians, European people, Indian, a lot of Indian people there. And
You know, you know something like an Australian people? Did you see some Australian guy or girl?
I didn't know some people of Australian, but I think so. There was on
Was like
maybe one people on the school. I think so. It was very big.
well, Pablo, thanks for sharing with us your precious time, and I also want to thanks to my fellas, to my buddies that help to this podcast to be as good as we expected. Uh, to all the ones that are hearing us, please stay in your houses. This is about to end, and thanks. Goodbye.
De aquí en de.
Hello, listeners. This is our second chapter. Today, we're going to talk about the actual situation.
Well, let's begin with question number one. That said, have you ever been in a situation of discrimination against a person from another country or from another culture? If yes, what you did?
Well, we already talked about that with the experience that has Beto. Tell us, what did you do in that situation, Beto?
Okay, yeah. Well, as I mentioned, I was taking some picture in the moment that a Canadian was using drugs and started attacking me. In the moment that he started walking to me, I was alone. In that moment, I started running, and I went with my parents, and we entered to a shop store to, well, like to be safe for a moment. And then the drug person like walked to other side, and we got out to the store. So yeah, it was really uncomfortable, and it was like a really bad situation and a really bad experience. But well, that was like my experience. And the second question said, how human relationships have changed with the use of internet, social media, and globalization.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think relationship with other people in other countries have increased with the social media and the internet, because you don't need to be near that person to talk with him or her. So he or her can be in China, Italy, or even in Australia. So I think the human relationships have increased.
Okay, and tell us, how can you practice the mix of culture with yourself, Jorge?
Uh, well, I actually never left the country, so I never been with like another culture. I only see like Americans and Chinese people is like the most people that I see. But for example, I don't really like to experience like, for example, the food from another countries. I don't like it, or it's just that I don't try like good one, because for example, the sushi is not my top, and
For
the
me
Chinese
too.
food,
I don't like it.
simple. No.
And
Well, someone wants to add something.
well, in my case, as you said, Jorge, the food in Mexico, for example, the Chinese food, is not real Chinese food. It's like a type of copy of a mix of Chinese and Mexican food. And also, for example, it's the same case with the Japanese food and all these things. Just for example, the seafood is the only food that I think is original, because the majority of this food is created in Mexico. So, but you can, but wait. But you can practice the mix of cultures in your house, just like watching videos or watching movies about other countries. And for example,
Yeah.
also it's a good technique to start talking with people from other countries, and just like asking questions or things like that. You want to say something, Manu?
Actually, there is an app that it's called We Talk, that where you can talk with someone with other languages, and you can talk in English if you want to practice.
Well,
You want to say something, Manu?
yeah. Here in Mexico, there are places that have like regional Asian food. Like, for example, in Tijuana, it's like here in Mexico, Tijuana has the best Asian food of all Mexico. I don't know why, because but I have listened. I have heard that there was very good Asian food.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
friends, what do you think about the actual situation of COVID-19 in the world? Why it's affecting all the world? It's difficult, right? Think?
Yeah, I think in these times we need to like unite all the Mexicans, all the Asians, because this trouble is like
worldwide.
a worldwide trouble.
Yeah, it's like a
I think, yeah, well, it's like an issue for a lot of people because they are like starting to enter to a type of crisis or a collective crisis. And I think also a lot of people suffer for ancient people. And I think it's hard to stay at home for some people.
yeah, they're
Yes,
having bad consequences. Sorry.
for example, well, now in quarantine, I want to talk to a girl, and it's like really difficult to talk to her with WhatsApp or something like that because it's different to talk her with in person. Now it's difficult to show your feelings on social media, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Is this girl your crush or it's like,
You want to kiss her? You mean that? You want to have physical contact about the quarantine in these days?
ooh, the quarantine?
Yeah, for example, I try to I will try to mix a culture because this girl actually loves sushi, and well, what I'm going to do is like go to a sushi store, a Japanese food. I don't know how to say it, and buy like I don't know sushi rolls and all that stuff that they use, yakimeshi, and I don't know what other stuff.
okay.
And I will try to go to her home and watch some movies with her.
But also, you can pay her for like in Rappi or something like that. You can send it to her, and that would be a nice thing. Yeah, it would be also nice because you cannot go. You cannot
in
go out, guys. You cannot go out.
No, but not in
so-
this moment. He said
No,
like
no, no,
finishing
no.
the quarantine.
Yeah,
He's going to.
No, but I
visit
mean
her.
during the quarantine, he can also.
No, well,
like a
in my
substitute?
case, if I recommend you something, you can buy the sushi in a store called. Well, I don't know. It's in Carranza. It's near to Starbucks. I think it's the best sushi in Toluca and Metepec.
In
my
front of
opinion,
Carl
it's the best.
Jr. Yeah.
In front of Cars Jr. It's the
Oh,
best
like Carl
sushi
Jr.,
of
bro.
Toluca and Metepec. Yep, also. And you can buy it there and then visit her. I think it's a good idea. What? No,
The sumo
the,
buffet.
no,
Ah.
the name is Take It.
Sushi.
Like that. Take It. That's the name.
Ah, okay. I
It's
will.
really famous because I think it's a really good sushi. It's like
Well,
really original recipe.
Hey, Jorge, what kind of food does both like?
What?
What kind of food does she and you
I didn't.
like?
Okay.
What kind of food? What food your favorite of you and she? So when they hang out, where do you go with her? You know.
I believe that we're really different because I love like the steak and the beef,
Oh,
the
the
beef
steak,
meat,
yeah.
but she actually hates it. Well, not hates it, but she prefers like seafood, like shrimps and.
She a vegetarian?
No, it's weird, I guess.
It's weird. Come on, you can say that in that podcast. What if
She's vegan or vegetarian?
No,
Tell
she's not vegetarian or even vegan because she actually eats like chicken and seafood, but she doesn't like beef. It's weird. It's something that I don't really like about her, but I like that she's strange in that terms. You know?
Okay, yeah.
It's peculiar. That's the word.
So maybe that would be hard to take her to a restaurant. Maybe she didn't like the food. So you have to talk with her about it.
Yes, but I'm going to take the risk to eat some Japanese food.
Oh,
To
that's
be
so
with you.
cute. You're going to try it for her.
Yes.
That's love,
I
friends.
will.
That is love. That's what love is.
Love.
Probably I die.
No, I think that they have stick rolls.
Yeah, they also have a stick rolls.
Ask
It's
for
really
them,
similar to burrito. It's really similar. So if you don't like the seafood, you can just order that, and that's okay, and it's really good.
If I can give you a piece of advice, you can like learn how to do sushi and make sushi for her.
But it's hard because also you can like not cook really good the fish, and that is toxic or that has.
But
a
you
risk
don't
of
have to cook
toxicity.
the fish. I think that
It's raw.
It's a process. It's raw, but it has a process. Like to elaborate and to do a good sushi and not
no,
toxic
it
sushi.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Well,
it
that's good for the quarantine,
You're
right?
talking with
Because
with
you can
the
try
Asian
new recipes, try to cook new
girl.
things in the
Yes,
quarantine.
you can try with yourself in this moment. I agree with Jaren. You can try in this moment.
Also-
Just sushi for you and your family.
Also, do you remember the class that we have with Son? They
yes,
teach us how
dumplings, no?
to do dumplings.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
dumplings.
Oh
I
yeah, that's
probably
delicious.
Yeah, I'll probably try them in the quarantine because, well, I'm stuck in my house, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think about the quarantine, guys?
Yeah, I think in this moment in quarantine is like a good time to start.
Take care. Stay at home.
Use gloves, use masks.
We are Yarem, Aranza, Manu, Beto, Jorge, and we were
The Greek gods.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
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 Bye.